Start streaming. Come on, YouTube. There you go. You can do it. You can tube it.
You can do
Yeah.
it.
What did you just say?
I said you could you it.
Nice. And hello, citizens of the internet. Sorry we're late, but I ended up having to tell Gemma about Halloween Ends, and after 15
Because
minutes,
somebody didn't watch the stream the other day.
yes. Then after about 15 minutes, Kenzie was like, "We should start." I was like, "Yeah, because if we don't start now, one, people aren't going to show up, and two, I'm going to go on another hour-long rant about this movie." But yes,
Yes.
I did my review of Halloween Ends just 2 nights ago. You should go watch that.
Sounds yes. I will definitely watch it at some point as well. I just didn't get around to it because I've been busy with training and stuff.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
Gemma is trained to be an MMA fighter, if you didn't know.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say anything, but it's really taken up a lot of my time, and I think it's gonna work out.
Oh, cat's out of the bag now.
Yeah.
Get the link out here.
I guess I should do my usual threat.
Yes.
Let me.
And even though you're right here, Gemma, it's out of habit. I don't know if I can really claim that's out of habit when I'm doing it willfully and consciously. But I just
Uh-huh.
sent you the link.
Oh, right. Well, thank you, because I'll.
Hello, Dirk Cola and Cam, Hot
Hey.
Diggity, and Bennis. Thank you both. I hope you're both doing well.
Hot Diggity and Venice? What?
Yeah, Dirk Cola says Hot Diggity, and Cam says Bennis.
Okay. I will be doing the thing that I did the last time where I've got my PlayStation on and then I can read the chat out of
Nice.
sync, but still. Um, better than not at all.
Yes. Just remember now that you're like a jacked MMA fighter, you do not suplex your PlayStation.
No, no. I'll do my best. Yeah, I'm hoping to maybe go for. Hopefully, they can put me with someone easily sort of like fightable, someone like Eli So Cray. Uh,
I was
Don't
gonna.
say his name, he'll find you somehow.
it's all right. He'll set his pet geese on me.
I thought you were gonna say something
Remember, he
like
has a whole son.
the kid in the wheelchair down the street or something.
I was gonna say Eli, but I was like, no, I don't want to be suplexing Kenzie's dog.
Please don't. I'd
Not
prefer
doing
not.
not doing
Yeah.
well. Getting over artist block. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, hopefully this will entertain you and help get rid of the artist block. Hello, Anthony. Glad you could help. You could make it. Happy. Thank you. Finally,
Yeah,
some
for anyone
quality.
who doesn't
No,
know,
no, no, no,
today.
no, no.
Alright, fine, I won't say it.
Yeah.
I'll just sing it instead. Happy,
I
happy
hate you.
birthday for
I
mom.
hate you so much. I hate you 10% as much as I hate myself.
I'm honored.
Where's the cake?
No cake.
Ivan.
I am having wine in your honor, though.
Well, thank you. Oh, and hello, Jabby, or I'm sorry, hello, Mogar! We go
See,
into
now I know what that is.
yes. we going to the concert to see Purple Filth this weekend?
My mum and dad are apparently with my sister next week are supposed to be going to see Imagine Dragons.
Oh, yeah?
My condolences to your
Well,
family.
yeah, they really like Imagine Dragons. I don't absolutely hate them, but they're not my cup of tea. But I'm like, they like them.
Radioactive was catchy, and that was about it for me.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. I used to fucking hate that song so much, Radioactive, right? I hated it the first time I heard it, and I hated it for so long, and then I succumbed to it.
I'll admit I like Pentatonic's cover of it because it has Lindsay Sterling in it, and I'm a big fan of Lindsay Sterling.
I like Lindsay Sterling. I like I like one song that I've heard that my sister showed me.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm a big fan of her, and I like Pentatonics. There too, they really get a lot of mileage out of their Christmas albums, and I'm not huge on Christmas music, so I don't follow them anymore. But their other stuff I do like, and so yeah, it was a good one. It was a good cover.
No cake,
Cool.
what is even the point? Well, you see, Darkola, this is literally my only birthday plan that wasn't canceled at the last minute, so
Oh,
that's why no cake. That just sounded like Nick Cage, excellent. Haha! I promise I will not steal the Declaration of Independence, though. Wink, wink.
Take that, Chad's brother.
Yeah, totally. I just want to talk.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is this? No, this is good. We're reading good story this time. Good stories.
Speaking of which, Chad, have you bought for your brother's kids yet their very own Nick Cage blanket?
No, I know we were joking about that, but that would probably scare them.
Jamie, never, ever mention that man in my presence ever again.
What the fuck is a Mr. Blobby?
Don't say his name.
This is a UK thing, isn't it?
Don't say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. No. I had to endure the fact that the year I was born, the Christmas number 1 was Mr. Blobby.
Okay, I'm googling it. What the hell is Mr. Blobby? I am actually. That is exactly how I typed it.
All
Mr. Blobby was a giant pink evil created by the bearded menace Noel Edmonds. He terrorized British television for most of the 90s with his googly eyes, polka dot skin, not racist, and that voice, like a demonic vacuum cleaner, fed through an AM radio.
but Gemma, who is the worst British kids character? Mr. Blobby or Mr. Nosy Bonk?
See, I'd rather see. I mean, Mr. Nosy Bonk was frightening, but Mr. Blobby was he used to terrorize us.
Okay, you see, with all this, I thought by Mr. Blobby
that's
you
it.
just meant James Corden.
In a weird way, Mr. Blobby hasn't really gone away. He's evolved.
I have seen the image of this thing, but I never knew what it was.
I just figured, Corden stopped terrorizing the UK and decided to terrorize restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was just like, oh my god, what an absolute dick.
Did you Oh, sorry.
Is it really a surprise that he would do something like that, though, after him and a bunch of other talentless hacks decided to, block traffic to sing and, pelvic thrust at people in their cars?
Yeah. And apparently, all I know is that he apparently profusely apologized to the owner of the restaurant, and basically was like, "Oh, I go to therapy because I got famous at such a young age." So, and then I started taking it for granted. I'm like, you didn't get famous at a young age. You got famous when you were 18.
Yeah.
He's been around for that long.
Yeah, he was in a show back in like the early 2000s called Fat Friends, and then he got his big break on like a show called Gavin and Stacey.
I knew about Gavin and Stacey, but how young was he when he was in that?
Well, I mean, he's probably what, in his 40s now?
Probably.
It probably would have been in his early 20s, to be fair.
See, that's why I wish Ricky Berwick actually had a driver's license, because I wanted him to do what he actually did in his video when that. What the hell were they even promoting? Was it the Cinderella?
Yeah, I think it was that one.
Yeah, he edited that clip to make it look like he was the one driving the car, and he just like looks angry and just starts driving, and you hear them screaming as he runs them over.
Well, the reason, so just a little quick backstory on Mr. Blobby. He started off on this show back in the 90s called Noel's House Party, and Noel Edmonds is sort of infamous as like a host, a TV host over here, because everyone hated him. Everyone loved him in the 90s, and then they tried to make a theme park out of Mr. Blobby called Blobbyland, which if you watch defunct theme park videos, you'll find out about Blobbyland and why
Defunctland?
Yeah, Defunctland, yeah. You'll probably find out why it didn't come to fruition. And now Noel Edmonds, or at least as far as I'm aware, at least in the 2000s, he came back and did Deal or No Deal, which I know in the US is Howie Mandel.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started off here, and it was Deal or No Deal with Noel Edmonds.
Okay. Well, Darkola, I will say I don't want anything. I don't want harm to come to James Corden, but I just want him to stop.
It's time to stop.
Yeah, I want him to stop thinking he's a comedian.
He's not fun.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a SCP location is Blobbyland?
It probably is an SCP location, to be fair. It's like proper frightening to look at, Blobbyland. I think the reason why it didn't open was because somebody died.
Oh.
Mr. Blobby must have got them.
Okay, see, that even sounds like an SCP thing. Someone died when investigating this location.
Yeah,
someone can map that to unlock the Mr. Blobby lore.
No, the haunting hour.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, I did not forget that and think like, what am I even holding in my hand? Oh, right, the book. So yes, today we're going to read something good, something fun. We are going to be reading R.L. Stine's The Haunting Hour, Chills in the Dead of Night.
Sorry.
Yes.
Something, as I pointed out in Beanhaven, is actually spooky and not just terrifying in the sense of, why did you think that this was something the world needed to see?
Yeah, not, guts, lay spooky now, right?
Yeah.
Fox Girls, which is just more terrifying in an existential way.
Why did you have to bring up Fox Girl cringe? I was starting to have a good day.
Because God hates you, and he shows it by bringing me into your life.
God damn it. I guess he literally did that to me.
I am your hell, Chad.
See, even Anthony says, don't bring up Fox Girls. The world needs to know.
You have nerve, Mr. Ramos.
And Cam says, the world needs to know. Fucking why, though?
The world does not need to know.
Before we get started, I put the disclaimer in the description, but I do not have any ownership of this book or these stories. These all belong to R.L. Stine. I do not make any money off of this. I put a link to the Amazon page where you can get yourself a copy. I highly recommend that you all go and get yourself one. And we will not be reading all of the stories. No, don't think I could just listen to that brilliant, hilarious, sexy motherfucker Bean Daddy Mandela and his friends read all the stories. No.
No, we will not be reading the whole thing.
We can roll a d20 to figure out which ones we'll read.
Oh my god. Yeah, see, Kenzie's, we played D&D, like, we started playing a D&D game. It's her first time playing, so now she's making all the references.
Well, I just figured it was probably the most easy and convenient random way to select what we're going to be reading.
Hello, Mr. Clark. I took the walk to Poland. Jesus.
I can give recommendations on which ones to read.
Yes,
Yeah, that
please.
too.
Well, I recommend reading the first one, The Halloween Dance.
Yeah.
And we can read Are We There Yet? Because that image is fucking terrifying.
Hello, Mr.
Yeah,
Chris Duffy. Yeah.
Definitely Are We There Yet? I would also recommend reading My Imaginary Friend and Can You Draw Me?
Can we also read Losers? Because that image is Jesus Christ.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Gemma, yes, I can draw you, but can you at least first say the story that you want us to read?
Ha ha! The Halloween Dance first.
I am so fucking funny. All right. So,
Very fun.
and yeah, and for the stream, I will have an image of the cover on the screen. Hello, Cobe. Black Adam versus Blackadder coming 2025. That is just completely unfair to Black Adam.
I mean, I'd watch it.
Because, you see, Blackadder would win because Baldric would come up with a very cunning plan to defeat this ancient evil empowered by 5 mighty gods.
I'm looking forward to seeing Black Adam.
Captain Blood is just like, or like, and then you've got the guys like, who you've got a woman's hand,
Like, admittedly, I don't care about like the casting choices about Hawkman and what was it, Cyclone?
Yeah.
Girl, I know enough, I guess, about Hawkman. I really don't know anything about Cyclone. All I know is that I think Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate sounds like phenomenal casting, and I can't wait to see it.
Yes. Now, I will say about Cyclone, one, I do not support the continued ginger side of Hollywood, but in this case, I am glad that they have completely changed her design, because as I've told Kenzie, Cyclone is a character, she's a teenage girl in the books. I think it specifically says she's like 15 or 16, that gets so many fat, bespectacled, balding, middle-aged men completely obsessed with her.
Yeah, Chad has informed me that she has a very thirsty male fan base, and it gives me the oogies.
Yes.
And I have seen that backed up a bit where a guy like once posted a gift of like some random redheaded model who also looked like a teenager, giving a very sultry look to whatever camera was on her, and been like, "This should have been Cyclone," and I'm like, be on a list.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Anyway, haunting hour.
Yes. And well, that was probably more frightening than anything we're about to read.
Yeah, there's your nightmare fuel for the night.
All right.
So what I was going to say, what you'll expect is, if you've read like R.L. Stine's work before, his sort of signature brand of his kind of humorous but really frightening kind of like scenarios. That's what I can at least say. But obviously it's aimed at some more like, because I think the Goosebumps was sort of aimed at what, like you being like 8-9 years old, where I think this is more aimed at like 12 to 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So shall we do 3 pages each?
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Alrighty. So this is the Halloween Dance. I froze in dread and listened to the words I hoped I'd never hear. Who wants to be the mum?
I'll be the mum.
Okay.
I'll be Madison.
Yeah. We'll have our own Halloween party at home.
Mum said.
Won't that be nice?
I groaned. My little sister Madison cheered. But my friends and I want to go out on Halloween, I protested.
I'll be.
Raptor, or you can be dad.
I don't think Raptor has a copy of the book.
Oh, I do.
doesn't it?
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, technically I don't have a copy, but I found like a PDF on archive.org.
Nice.
Okay, so. Mark, you can invite all your friends here.
Dad said.
It'll be safer.
Safer? Who wants to be safe on Halloween?
Invite your whole class.
Mum added, smoothing her hand through my hair, which I hated.
God, this little pissant.
Madison cheered again.
Can I invite my whole class too?
She asked, jumping up and down like a monkey.
What's this kid's deal?
Of course.
Mum said. Oh, wonderful. We're 13!
I'm
I
practically
said.
an adult, Mom.
My friends and I don't want to hang out with a bunch of babyish 8-year-olds.
I'm too cool for school, Mom.
Mom and Dad were always making me do stuff with Madison. They made me take her to the petting zoo. They made me...
Hey, Prince was a base kid. Fuck you.
God damn it. Yeah, but Kenzie will know what I'm talking about. Every time I hear that now, I just think reverse petting zoo.
Yep.
Jim,
I don't get it.
It's from The Office. Like, they get this, like, hard-ass new regional manager. And, like, Michael Scott doesn't tell Jim that he's coming that day, and he's, like, thought up of all these pranks, and one of his pranks was a list of horrible ideas, and he's like, Jim, what is a reverse petting zoo? You pet the animals and they pet you back.
Get cultured, Raptor.
I should.
They made me dress up as a clown for her birthday parties.
That sounds hilarious.
Last Christmas, they forced me to sit on Santa's lap with her.
Stop complaining. It'll be a great party.
Mom lied.
We'll play lots of fun games.
Maybe you want a scary movie.
Dad said. He looked at Madison.
Not too scary, of course. Just a little scary.
I'll rent Hellraiser.
I'm going to be a little sick, I said. I'm doomed, I thought. My friends will never speak to me again. I will never live this party down. I'm dead. Dead! And I was right.
I know I'm like roasting this kid, but for real, this is really just how 13-year-olds act.
Yeah. Actually, the party was worse than death. Only 8 or 9 of my friends showed up.
Loser.
About 30 of Madison's friends came. Jeez, how big is that class?
Wow, you just got flexed on by an 8-year-old.
Wait, are we talking about the story or Halloween Ends? Yeah, Gemma, that's what starts Corey Cunningham's big spiral into insanity, is that an 8-year-old makes him feel legitimately insecure.
Jesus. I have no idea what the new plot of the new Halloween movie is, really, apart from what Chad's mentioned to me. Cobe's in the room.
Hey, Cobe.
Hi, Cope.
Hey, Jacob.
Thank you, King. Okay, and almost all of them were dressed as princesses.
Lame.
Even the boys? Wow, this is really progressive for a mid-2000s book.
My best friend, Jake, and I came as hideous ghouls from beyond the grave. Our skin was lumpy and green and decayed, and we had bleeding wounds and deep black scars covering us from head to foot. Okay, how is it that this sounds like not even near as silly as like describing a creepypasta character.
I know.
Well, enough about that. Cope's here now.
Yeah.
I'm back, baby. Cement. Yes, concrete, baby. I've been in Africa, and I brought presents back for my family. They all got presents. You know what I got? Dysentery.
Well, shit.
Like a true colonizer.
Boys, I have lost 8 pounds in shit.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I wish I lost 8 pounds right now.
Trust me, you don't want to lose it like this.
Besides, Kenzie, he
Yeah,
said in
I'm
shit.
walking.
You're a girl. Girls don't poop.
Although I
Yeah,
did do a
it's true. We just live in perpetual discomfort.
I did hike down a the mountainside of the tallest waterfall in North Africa while sick. Do you know what that means? I'm literally red brown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Brown is also the color of poop, so it
But
works
did
on many
you
levels.
also? But did you shout on a crowded South African street all the horrible, horrible things that Nelson Mandela's done?
No, I didn't. Oddly enough.
Oh, true, because you're alive.
I did get pulled over a lot by the local police, like a lot, for like, and got fined for not wearing a seatbelt when there was a bus that went in front of me that had like, I say a bus, like a minibus that had 30 guys all just like standing up, some of them on the roof.
Shit.
I was like,
Well-
you gotta pay 300 dirhams and a fine. I was like, are you gonna shoot me if I don't? Yes, okay, cool.
I mean,
Well,
in
obviously,
fairness,
Kobe, you were a white man in a black neighborhood.
were you walking around like waving a flag that said the Dark Continent will be England's once again?
Oh
No,
my
I
God,
was
Chad.
only there. I was only there to reestablish Abyssinia. That was the reason. The reason I'd gone. They were just like, "Oh yeah, Africa." I was like, "North Africa." I was like, "Sorry, you mean Carthage?"
Fair.
Jokes aside, so did you enjoy yourself?
I had a great time. There's if anyone's a Patreon of my show, not to completely hijack the stream, but if anyone's one of my patrons, there's a video in the Patreon Discord of us all on holiday, and it's like 20 minutes of us just of all the different places we went in Morocco. Not all of them, obviously. I didn't shoot video everywhere, but I shot it on video cassette, and it's really good. I'm really proud of it.
It is good, and you also
I'm
get
gonna-
to see Kobe meet a turtle.
Now that I've racked up some paychecks, I'm gonna get on that Discord or the Patreon.
Big if true.
I will do that later this week because I will not remember tonight.
Yeah.
So we were talking about oh yeah, bleeding wounds and deep black scars, normal puberty stuff.
Oh yeah. I had an eyeball that dangled from its socket. You should probably get that looked at. And a wad of sick yellow stuff hanging from my nose. Okay, just get a tissue.
Sounds like me during the spring.
Da, 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 da.
Hay fever.
Millie says, you're salty about the loss of Carthage? Okay, Jake had a long brown knife handle sticking out of the back of his ripped, ragged shirt. Oh, so Jake's his poor friend, I see. I tried to put on some rap music, but the princesses took over the CD player and danced together. Okay, hold on. 2001, yes. So that explains
Yeah.
CD player, the good times. To wimpy boy band music. Sadly, we still have those with BTS.
Yes, we do.
My friends stood around the food table, looking bored. How can you be bored standing around a food table?
Yeah, like Halloween themed snacks are the best.
Yep.
Who
I don't
doesn't?
think Did I ever post my spooky layered tip that I made for my friend's Halloween party last year?
You started roboting there, your what from last year?
For my friend's Halloween party last year, I made a spooky themed 7-layer dip. It was really good. I was very proud of
Ooh.
it.
I don't remember, but you should post it again because that
Hang on.
I
sounds
will.
really good.
I will.
Let me
Yeah.
check the server.
Raptor, it was literally last year.
I know, but oh yeah, you did post it.
Anthony says if Cobb reestablishes Carthage, then there's going to be a fourth Punic War when I reestablish Roma. Sounds like these kids have dysentery. Ha! Got him, Jeremy. I'm sorry, Mogar. Every time someone says BTS, I think Big Time Rush.
Cam, I hate to be the one to give you a spelling lesson, but
It took me ages. Still, whenever I see BTS, I think behind the scenes.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
When I see that, it's always like on the DVDs. That's because I'm old. It's
whenever I hear BTS, and this is directly related to the band because I was watching a video of a guy who was reviewing it was like I think it was the Grammys red carpet fashion, and he was like, "Oh, this is them," and he's like, "What does BTS stand for? Bitch those shoes," and then he forwards in on one who is wearing like bright silver shoes, and he goes, "Cause bitch those shoes." So now they are forever bitch those shoes to me.
I just got a recommendation on my YouTube. There's a video that I've never heard of this movie Skeleton Man. There's a review of it which is simply titled Skeleton Man is an awful movie for unattractive people.
Yes. Yeah, is that Possum Reviews?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Can you please forward that to me?
Yeah, I'll stick it this one.
Oh, that sounds like something I need to watch.
When I hear BTS, though, it makes me think of when Marvel's The Eternals was coming out, and I literally laughed out loud when I read that the music for the movie was going to be by BTS and Lizzo.
How do you do, fellow kids?
And a bunch of my friends on Facebook were very displeased when I said that's like taking a huge pile of shit and putting two more huge piles of shit on top of it.
Yeah. Oh god.
Okay, so Mom's babyish games didn't help much. Pin the vine on the pumpkin? Whoa. Hot stuff.
The game sounds awesome. Fuck you, kid.
Yeah. Okay, of course, none of my friends joined in, losers. And then when Dad finally pulled out the scary video he had rented, I knew this had to be the worst Halloween party in the history of the world. Guess what scary movie he picked? That should be a question mark. The Wizard of Oz.
Hey,
that's scary.
Don't fuck with Wizard of Oz. At one point, the Scarecrow's packing heat.
Have you seen those fucking monkeys? Scariest shit I ever seen.
Yeah. But
I like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, so do I. But yeah, as Kenzie points out, if you look when they're going through the creepy woods, the Scarecrow is indeed holding a revolver. There is literally no reason why the monkeys should have been able to defeat them.
No.
He didn't have enough of a brain to pull the trigger.
Ha ha! Either that or it's like, why did you pull the trigger? Are you fucking kidding me? My hands are made of fucking straw and cloth!
Maybe he's just a policeman, and he thinks that the monkeys are school shooters. This is a joke about a school shooting that happened recently.
Jesus Christ!
Hey,
Sad state of affairs when a British man is making very apt American commentary.
That's all we're gonna say about that.
Do 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 do.
Boom.
Look. Madison and her friends huddled around the living room to watch. I gave Jake a shove toward the front door. Come on, I whispered. Let's go. He held back. Who's gonna be Jake?
Can I be Jake?
Jacob? No, your dad.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Raptor, I'm dead.
All right,
Jacob, you want to lead?
Just point where the lines are to me.
You say ha.
Huh.
Let's get out of here, I said. I can't take it anymore.
Are you just So you're leaving your other 6 or 7 friends at your house? You dickhead.
Fuck them, I guess.
We crept to the door, opened it quickly, and sneaked outside. It was a cold, frosty night. The front lawn glowed like silver under the rising full moon. The bare trees swayed and creaked. I watched my
God, this is
breath puff
already
up in front
infinitely
of me.
better than any creepypasta we've read.
Yep. I straightened my ragged ghoul costume and led the way down the gravel driveway.
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Jake asked, glancing back at the house. Anywhere, I muttered. I don't care. I can't take that babyish party one more minute.
It was pretty disturbing.
I guess that's the word to use for it. He said, my house stands at the bottom of a steep hill. I pointed up the hill. Maybe there are trick-or-treaters up there, I said. Why don't we visit some houses and score some candy? We started across the street. Oh! I let out a cry and stopped walking.
That's the sound I make when I wipe my ass.
I knew
Thank you
someone
for
was
that.
going to say something about that.
Yeah, there's like heavy metal skeleton t-shirts you see where they have like the gun and the motorbike. It's just one of those like, that's right, baby, I moan when I wipe.
That needs to be merch.
Yeah, I need that shirt.
Somebody get on that now. I can't be bothered. Somebody do that.
We'll announce it in Cortex Club. Contest!
Somebody make that for me and receive royalty.
That would indeed be interesting. Anyway, book. Oh yeah. I let out a cry and stopped walking as a blaring roar exploded in my ears and a white light dazzled me. The brightest light I had ever seen, brighter than the sun itself. Well, just remembered to duck and cover. Bright and hot, as if the sun had dropped over me. I raised my arm to shield my eyes, but I couldn't shut it out. My head throbbed in pain. And then I was...
Rob.
God damn it. Cam says book. Chad's book reading song. And then I was blinking in darkness again. The dangling rubber eyeball bounced in front of my face. My ears rang. I squinted at Jake. He kept blinking too, trying to force away the pain of that strange light.
Did you see that truck?
He cried. It almost hit us, I said. Man, it had to be going 100.
I thought we were dead meat.
Jake said, shaking his head. Okay, I'm not going to say what popped into my head there.
Popped? A boner?
I grabbed myself and said, I got dead meat for you.
It's funny because sex.
Sorry, I just said Gemma something really stupid. So just giggling.
I turned and saw someone standing behind us. Another ghoul. A tall, thin kid with a gaping dark wound in the front of his t-shirt.
Lol, gaping.
God damn it. He had long, stringy hair with fat black bugs poking out of the tangles. One eye was covered with a slimy patch of green gunk. Hey, hi! I said, unable to hide my surprise. Neat costume.
Can I voice this kid? Because Madison hasn't really gotten any lines.
Yes.
What's going on?
Okay. The kid asked.
Look, read the description of his voice.
He had a hoarse, whispery voice, as if he had a cold.
You're welcome.
Where am I?
There.
We've been stuck in a boring party.
Jake told him.
We just escaped. You been trick-or-treating?
Not yet.
The kid said.
My name is Ray. I just
Romano?
got out too.
He studied Jake and me for a moment.
Want to go to a good party? I mean, a really good party? Hey, kid, want to do a drug?
Yeah, I think they need an adult. Gemma, do you want to take the next 3 pages?
Okay. He didn't wait for us to answer. Limping on one leg, he led the way up the hill. His bug-filled hair blew behind him in the breeze. Humming to himself, kept glancing back to make sure we were following. We reached the top of the hill and turned towards the old graveyard on the corner. I was surprised to see no one on the street. No trick-or-treaters, no cars moving. A lot of the houses were already dark.
Where is this party?
I asked.
Not far.
Ray replied. Jake and I followed him to the graveyard gate. Tall weeds peeked out between the broken pickets. Beyond the gate, the ground sloped up. I could see the crooked rows of gravestones poking up like jagged teeth under the bright moonlight. Cobe?
Is the party in the graveyard?
Jake asked.
It starts here.
Ray replied mysteriously. He pulled open the gate and waved us in. My shoes sank into the marshy weeds. The air grew colder.
I really nailed the mysterious part, didn't I? I'm pretty much doing a zombie Ash Ketchum here.
I shivered.
I don't think we're allowed in here.
I said.
Are you sure there's a party?
Ray cut me off by raising a finger to his lips.
What?
He whispered. His eyes gazed straight ahead at the row of pale gravestones. Jake and I stared at the gravestones. I jumped when I heard a hiss. It was soft at first, like a whisper. I lowered my eyes, searching for a cat, but didn't see one.
What?
I heard another whisper across from us, then more whispers from farther away. The whispers became a steady hiss, like steam escaping from a radiator.
And then
I bumped Ray's shoulder.
A band of demons joined in. It sounded something like this.
I bumped Ray's shoulder.
What's happening?
I asked.
What's making that sound?
We have to acknowledge the comments. A rave in the grave? A graveyard smash?
He did the mash. I took the bash. Damn it, Chris! He did the monster mash. Someone's pissing in the graveyard. Thank you for that, Cam.
Again, he raised his finger to his lips, and in reply, gazed straight ahead. The hissing grew louder. It seemed to be spread all over the ground. And then slender wisps of cloud floated up. Like wriggling snakes, the pale grey wisps of steam climbed up between the tilted gravestones. The tiny clouds floated low over the ground, then lifted into the air.
No.
Sorry.
I let out a cry when I saw the first bony hand poke up from the ground. I saw the fingers unfurl like spider legs, and then the palm of the hand slapped the hard dirt. Then another hand reached up beside it. The two hands pushed against the earth.
I'm sorry to say it slapped against the dirt. I imagine like this zombie. Damn, this baby can hold so many corpses.
A low groan made me jump. A gasp when the dirt caved in front of the gravestone.
I like
the
that we
ground-
all just took at least like 1 second to see if Coe would make another sounds like me when I'm wiping my ass joke.
Yes.
As the ground split apart, a head poked up from underneath. I saw tufts of black hair, then a pale forehead, then 2 empty eye sockets and a half-rotted face. I tugged Jake's arm.
Let's get out of here.
I said, but Jake gazed straight ahead, his eyes bulging, his mouth hanging open.
I don't believe this.
He whispered.
The Walking Dead, Mark. Just like in the movies.
But it's not a movie.
I cried. I tried to tug Jake away, but he stood frozen, as if he were hypnotized. A gravestone tilted and thudded to the ground. A bony woman with large patches of skull showing through a wisp of grey hair pulled herself up from her grave. She shook off the dirt, then threw her bald head back in a silent cry.
Ew, bald woman.
The graveyard was suddenly crowded
Sinead
now.
O'Connor?
Ha 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 ha.
You guys know the Blue Fairy is bald in the new Disney Pinocchio movie.
Isn't it a
Yep.
guy too?
No, it's just a woman
no,
who has.
it's just a really, really, really ugly woman.
Ugh.
Where was I?
That's what I think of when I think of a fairy.
Ghouls climbed up from their graves, groaning and stretching, brushing away the dirt, smoothing back the patchy hair on their grey, decaying scalps. They stagger over the hard ground.
They really did do her kind of dirty in that movie because, like, she's perfectly normal looking in real life. Because some of her headshots are very pretty.
So the holiday group chat I'm in is also the dysentery group chat. Everyone's been updating each other on their health. Here's one I just got from Ben. Shit update. It has turned from water into a kind of foamy paste.
Oh my god, ew!
Just had to share that with all of you.
Thank you.
Why? Why would you share that?
My birthday is complete.
Okay. And I'm just.
Where were you, Gemma? Oh wait, no, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your turn for the, like, it's your next
Right.
line.
And then that was 3 pages, right?
I'm not sure. Mine's different because I'm doing mine on Kindle. So
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah.
In the book, that was 3 pages, so I'll do it next.
Okay.
The party is over there! Ray pointed to the old caretaker's mansion, dark and abandoned for many years. Let's go!
No way.
I said, my whole body shaking.
They're dead. Don't you realize? They're dead, and we don't belong here.
Cove?
I'm in my notes.
Alright, I'll just read it. But they won't know.
Jake said.
We look just like the dead tonight, don't we? We can't sneak in, Mark. We can party with them, and they'll never know. This is amazing.
I stared at my friend.
You're literally too stupid to insult. He really says, you really want to do this? A just question, my liege.
Of course
Of course he wants to do it, Ray said. It's Halloween. It's the only night this can happen. And after the party, they'll all do the Halloween dance. I squinted at him.
The fuck is that?
Don't
He
you mean
didn't
the Monster
answer.
Mash?
He didn't answer.
Ray, how come you know so much about this?
I asked, clearly not putting the pieces fucking together yet. Again, he didn't answer. Are you coming? He said instead.
Phrasing. No,
I said.
it's too scary. If they catch us.
My voice trailed off as a shiver chilled the back of my neck. Ahead of us, the ghouls were staggering, dragging each other, pulling themselves over the grass towards the caretaker's house, moaning and muttering.
Come on, Mark.
Jake started to tug me.
Sounds a bit rude.
Consent? What's that?
Sounds like bum.
We'll never get a chance like this. You were complaining about your wimpy Halloween party. Well, here's a party we will never forget.
I just have to say, Gemma, I'm so glad that you laughed at that as well. Okay, this doesn't really help with that last one. But Jake,
I tried to pull free.
They
come
won't
on, man,
catch us.
you've got a death grip on it.
They won't catch us.
It's not gay as long as our dicks don't touch.
It's not gay if the other one's dead.
Jesus.
I turned to Ray, but he was gone. I saw him up ahead near the dark mansion, walking quickly toward the front door.
Let's just stay for a few minutes.
Jake said.
We can leave anytime you want. I want to be able to tell people what it's like.
Lol. I didn't want to walk home by myself, and I didn't want to leave my best friend alone here in this graveyard. So I said okay. Then I took a deep breath and followed Jake past the rows of open, empty graves, up the sloping, damp grass to the old mansion. We stopped inside the front door. Candlelight flickered on the cracked walls. The shadows of the ghouls darted and bent with the light. Shadows danced on the ceiling, on the walls, making it appear as if the whole house had come to life. Shrill shrieks tore through the frigid air. The eerie figures ducked and bobbed, bending and moving in a strange dance, a dance of silence. No music, but they still moved together, staggering, gliding stiffly in an unheard rhythm. Lol.
Okay, I just had to say, I honestly forgot what it was like to read good writing.
Isn't this refreshing?
Yes. I'm not joking either.
Jake and I found... Sorry, what was that?
I was going to say, no, it's nice. It's very nice to read good writing.
Jake and I found a place of safety on the front stairs behind a wooden banister. Leaning on the wood rail, we watched the ugly, silent dance. An eyeless old man groaned as his bony arm broke from his shoulder and clattered to the floor. A toothless woman tore at her hair, her sunken eyes rolling deep in their sockets. A tall man lifted a short man's head off his shoulders and held it high in a frightening game of keep away. Okay, that's
Damn.
okay. It was getting really creepy, but that's a little funny.
Yeah.
The short man grabbed frantically for his head, jumped high for it, grabbed it and slammed it back into place.
This is too weird.
I whispered to Jake.
Let's go, before we're caught, okay?
He nodded.
I guess.
But his eyes were on the dancing ghouls. Their eerie shadows flickered over the walls as I grabbed his arm and pulled him toward the front door.
Dark Cola says, toothless woman pulling her hair. I didn't give permission to use my likeness. Okay, Dark Cola, you just said a few minutes ago you said you were bald. Like, I have
struggle.
Yeah, I've wondered what many of our regular viewers look like, but you have me so curious now.
Well, I am bald and toothless. I'm just picturing a baby.
Damn, look at that baby type.
Oh, by the way, Cope, I would like to take this time to show you this mock-up of the skeleton meme. Please give me serotonin, please.
Yeah, hold on. Where did you?
In the chat.
In the
Chat.
chat.
Oh my god, it's so perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Chad, check our group chat
Okay.
on Discord because you'll see what I sent Gemma, which was making her giggle. Which was trying to read.
All right, Raptor, do you mind if I put that on screen?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. And
And I'll voice the dead girl, I guess. Oh no.
nice one.
Okay. Hello. A girl stopped me. A dead girl. She appeared about my age, except her hair was pure white and her eyes were faded, and the skin on her face was cracked and peeling. Other than that, not bad.
Would still bang.
Okay, hold on. I need to take a moment.
She's dead. She doesn't need to say yes. Okay, I'm gonna go to unforgivable jail for that.
All right.
Can I keep grading, Chad? I'm sorry, I didn't catch what you. Okay, I didn't know what you were doing.
I had to quote Gemma.
Yep.
And they're
Really?
on the screen now.
Hi, Vince.
Hey, Vince.
Hey, Vince, how you doing, man?
Hey.
Drop in unexpectedly like Bart shit.
The lace on the old-fashioned collar of her blouse was torn, and she had a long brown stain on one sleeve. My heart pounded in my chest.
She used that to wipe.
Chad, I tried not to go there, but you, the man of low-hanging fruit. I tried to say something, but the words were stuck in my throat. I could only gape at her.
I'll get something else stuck in her throat.
Chad! She's 13!
But the dead woman?
Yeah, a dead girl. She appeared about my age.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
You want to rescind anything?
Yes.
All right,
Clearly
there
what
we
I
go.
just said.
It's like, nah, that was me.
No, I am not going to be one of the people who belongs in a wood chipper.
Yeah.
I could only gape at her. How did you die? She asked, her voice a dry whisper.
My parents threw a really lame Halloween party.
So I killed myself.
Oh, wait, it actually says, huh? Die?
I forced myself to reply. She nodded.
It, it was the Jews. I mean, an accident.
I said. Her eyes sat deep in their sockets like two shriveled olives. How old are you? She whispered.
Okay, this just makes me think of the Family Guy. Why are you nude in my house? How old are you? Wait, how old are you?
My voice cracked. 112. She replied with a strange, crinkly smile.
Me too.
I said, swallowing hard. Really, Chad? You're not going to go for that?
No. No, too easy.
Good boy.
I've got to go now.
I turned to Jake.
We have to get away from here.
I said through clenched teeth. But suddenly a hoarse voice from the center of the crowded living room boomed out.
Let the party begin!
Get it? Because a hoarse voice. Horse. Nay.
Yeah, I get it. Go to bad joke jail.
Get it? Do you get it, Chad?
Okay,
I get it. I'm not laughing, but I get it.
Okay, hold on. I need to... How to send Kenzie to Pluto.
Oh,
Pluto
You
is a planet.
so much more worse jokes. Shut the fuck up.
I was gonna say, so Kenzie, you're not even not even to to an actual real planet.
Yeah.
Pluto's a planet.
I
don't
thought we
care what
were
anyone else
friends,
says.
Chad. What the fuck?
Yeah. Who says Pluto's not a planet? Neil deGrasse Tyson. He can go fuck off.
Chris.
Okay, honestly though, what Chris says sounds like something an anime fan would say. Well, she looks 12, but she's actually 8,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers rang out. High peals of laughter.
Let the party begin!
I heard shattering glass and turned in time to see a man shove his head through the front window.
Shit.
You must be having a bad time.
Sounds like a college party. When he turned back, laughing, he had chunks of jagged glass wedged between his teeth and jammed in his empty eye sockets.
Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one, but are we sure this isn't just Sharon Tate's birthday party?
Oh, oh, oh!
Next, I heard a
I get it now.
scream and saw two ghouls leap from the second floor landing. Flapping their skeleton arms, they fell with a hard crash, bones clattering over the bare floor. The cheers grew wilder. A laughing skull flew across the living room and bounced off the fireplace wall. Ghouls danced frantically in midair. A headless woman swung upside down from the dark chandelier. This is great.
Are these guys Captain Jack Harkness?
Yeah. I'm ready to go now.
Jake said, oh wait, no, it's not my turn anymore.
Was it my turn?
Sure, if you want.
Did Gemma have a turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then it's my turn. Jake said, pulling in my arm. I could see the fear on his face.
Let's leave. Hurry.
Keeping our backs against that wall, we moved through the screaming, laughing, and dancing ghouls. We were almost to the door when the party came to a sudden halt. Everyone stopped. Everyone froze in place as if posing for a photo. Jake and I froze too. What was happening? I turned and saw the dead girl who had been talking to me. She held a large square mirror between her bony hands. Light from the flickering candles danced in the glass.
Will anyone reflect tonight?
She asked softly.
Will anyone reflect?
Holding the mirror high, she begins to walk slowly through the crowded room.
What is she doing?
Jake whispered.
Why is she carrying that mirror around?
Fuck if I know. Or maybe it's some kind of party game.
I answered.
Still
The
not
girl-
the same as the games we were playing.
Ayo. The girl held a mirror in front of a pair of ghoulish dancers from across the room. I could see that the reflection made see that the cover made no reflection in the mirror.
Hey, Kay,
The girl
glad
moved.
you could join us.
Hi, Kay.
Okay.
The girl moved on to a long-haired ghoul. She raised the mirror in front of him.
Do we all belong tonight? Do we all belong tonight? Raptor.
Hang on, my loan expired. I gotta renew it. She asked in a high sing-song voice.
Or will someone reflect?
I see what she's saying. Jake and me, we gotta go drink from the living fountain, huh?
Chad, go to your room.
I'm in my room.
Then go to the kitchen.
Okay, you underestimate how small my apartment is. I am now in the kitchen.
Then go outside.
No, there's neighbors out there.
Go to Barcelona.
Hate interacting with your fairly friendly and helpful neighbors. What are you? What's the
Now, if my neighbor's dogs were out there,
what
I'd
did
go
we
out.
call Grant in hunting dogs again?
I don't remember.
What something Chan? What do we call it?
Oh, Biochan.
Bio-chan.
How could we forget about Biochan?
Wait, Cam says, oh,
I'm
so just
drinking
because we
wine.
have a reflection means we have to sit at the back of the hearse, huh?
Oh my god, stop.
Your
Don't-
apartment is cozy and well decorated. Thank you, Kay.
Okay. The long-haired ghoul cast no reflection in the mirror. I gasped as I realized the dead girl was crossing the room to Jake and me. And suddenly, I knew what she was doing. It wasn't a party game. It was a trap.
It's a trap.
Haha. Ghouls made no reflection. They were dead. Their bodies didn't appear in glass.
That's not how that works, but okay.
That's vampires.
But a living person, someone who didn't belong at this party, would make a reflection. Jake and I were about to be caught. I grabbed the door handle and twisted it. That's what she said.
Jesus.
The door wouldn't budge.
And I'll die if I want to.
Oh, God. And I have a nice couch just saying thank you, Kay.
A girl waved the mirror in front of us.
I can explain. That's never happened to me before.
I said.
We didn't mean any harm. We'll go now.
I stared at the mirror in surprise and let out a soft cry of surprise.
Ah!
No reflection. I leaned closer to the glass. No reflection.
Ah!
I brought my face an inch from the mirror. I pressed my nose against the glass. No reflection. No face staring back at me.
Ah!
Jake's
Is
mouth.
that your sound of surprise, Chad?
Yes.
You sound like you're barking. Rah.
Ah! Ah!
Walk.
Ah! Ah! Those sounds are creepy. Stop it. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Jake's mouth hung open. His eyes bulged as he gasped into the glass.
Gaped.
Where are we?
He said.
Why? Why?
The girl turned, swinging a mirror in front of her. She carried it over to a group of ghouls against the back wall. I felt dazed.
Ah.
And confused.
The
Ah?
room tilted in front of me. I fell back against the door, gasping for breath.
I don't understand.
I muttered. I turned to see Wei standing before us, or beside us, standing so close. I could see that his white cheek was ripped open. I could see his cheekbone poking out.
Sounds a bit rude.
Ray, what's wrong with your face? The mirror.
I said, sorry.
Jake and I had no reflections. Ah.
Are you gonna make that sound every time it's brought up?
Nope.
She
I don't
nodded.
believe you.
But why?
Jake asked.
We're not dead. We're alive.
Yep, totally alive. Just look at my neck.
Wei scratched his neck open. Oh, no, sorry. Wei scratched his open cheek. Sorry.
Also, still sounds a bit rude. No, you're not.
Oh, sorry. She said softly.
I saw you, remember? I saw you get hit by that truck.
Oh, shit.
Well, this took a turn.
No.
I screamed.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're wrong.
You started across the street.
Wei said.
You weren't watching. You didn't see it coming down the hill.
No.
I yelled.
It hit you both.
Wei said.
Jesus Christ! It threw you across the street. You landed right in front of me.
Now!
I screamed.
9! You're lying. You're lying.
The front door swung open,
We
and
were invited.
a blast of cold wind swept in over me. So cold, I thought. From now on, will I only feel no. From now on, will I feel only cold? Will I never feel warm again? My whole body shivered. I turned to Jake. No, shivering too. His eyes were shut, teeth chattering. Someone pushed me hard away from the doorway. The ghouls were limping, staggering, groaning, making their way out of the house. The dead girl flashed me her crinkly smile.
Raptor!
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate place to trip over your words.
Let me get
Well,
my...
let's be real, Chad. If you were reading it, you would have been like, the girl flashed me. Her crinkly smile.
You have no proof of that.
I can go to last week's stream.
Hold on, I need to delete something.
Anyway, the girl flowed past me.
Chad?
Is the party over?
I asked Wei.
Where are they going?
It's nearly midnight.
He replied, pulling a fat bug from his paw and tossing it to the floor.
It's time to go outside and dance the Halloween dance.
Wei guided me and Jake outdoors. The full moon floated in the night sky now. The wind whistled and howled between the crooked gravestones.
At midnight, on Halloween, the dead go do their dance under the full moon.
Wei explained, leading us up to the graveyard hill.
Well, what if there isn't a full moon on Halloween? Then what?
Well, and if it's midnight, then it's officially 1st of November.
For one moment, one terrifying moment, we all freeze. And time stops. Time stands still. And then, when we begin to dance, when our circle moves forward, time moves forward once again.
He sighed.
It's a secret moment. The only time during the year when the living and dead are one.
Jake and I joined the others at the top of the hill. The wind blew hard, fluttering the ragged, decaying clothes, making the frail skeletal ghouls shudder and shake. I heard bones rattle, in the snap of toothless, fleshless jaws. We formed a circle and held hands. Bony, cold hands with icicle fingers. I'll never feel warm again. The thought kept repeating in my mind. I gazed up at the moon, the pale, cold moon, so high above us now, and I had an idea.
That is so fucking sad. I'll never feel warm again.
Yeah.
This is depressing.
Kind of is. An idea about the Halloween dance, about time, about the moment of the year when the living and the dead are together as one. My eyes darted around the circle of ghouls. Time will freeze, I thought. When we all freeze, time will stop. And when the ghouls start to dance, time will move once again. Well, what if we all dance backward? What if the circle moves counterclockwise? What if we dance to reverse time? Could it work? Could we move back time to before the truck accident? Could Jake and I use the Halloween dance to return us to our lives? It was a crazy, desperate idea, but I knew I had to try it. And honestly, like, I would find this idea, like, silly, but literally what he said, like, I'm desperate if we're dead. This is the only idea I have to try and be alive again.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he got to lose at this point?
Exactly. No time to explain to Jake. The ghouls were standing stiffly now, gripping bony, frozen hands, locking into place. The dance was about to begin. Silence fell over the graveyard hill, a deeper silence than I had ever heard or felt. No one moved. The wind stopped. Thanks, Teresa. The grass stood straight and still.
I get it.
Thank you for that delayed reaction, Kens.
I thought you were laughing at something else for a minute. I'm like,
Empress Teresa Extended Universe confirmed.
get it. Because Empress Teresa's poorly written.
Not a sound now. Not a flicker of a shadow. Not a creak of a tree. Not a breath. Time stopped. Midnight on Halloween. And time stopped. We were all alive, and we were all dead. And then I felt the circle start to move. I heard the hiss of motion, the creak of bones, a breath, a sigh. I moved quickly. The circle started to the left, but I bumped Jake the other way. I lurched to the right. I pulled the ghoul up my side with me. I took a big step to the right. Would the circle follow? Yes. We were all moving now, moving to a silent rhythm, moving counterclockwise, backward, to the right, a step, a step, a step.
Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Sorry.
How to send Kenzie to exoplanet past Pluto.
Well, at least you're trying to send me to a planet this time.
Again, Pluto is a
Not just some
planet.
lame fucking gas giant.
Pluto's not a gas giant.
I know. But it's not a planet either, so what the fuck is it?
It is
It's a
to a
dwarf
planet.
planet.
I will not tolerate this Pluto slander.
Gemma, it's Little Person Planet. And the wind started up again, howling around our strange circle. The trees shifted and creaked. The tall weeds whistled as they whipped low in the wind. A step, and another, another. The Halloween dance, the dance of the dead, going in reverse. And I could feel it pulling us back through time. We were in the abandoned caretaker's mansion. Step, step, step. And then we were back down the hill, stopping at the graveyard gate. Step, step, step. And then, Jake and I were standing in the light, the bright, hot light that ended our lives. Caught in the truck headlights, the light so blinding, and now dimming, darker, darker. Moving back in time. I knew the dance was working. I knew that each step was leading us back to our lives. Round and round I tugged the ghoulish circle. Keep moving, keep stepping. Gotta get back to the past. Samurai Jack. Got to be alive again. And then I could see Jake and me at home at the Halloween party, surrounded by Madison and her princess pals. Yes, back home, warm and alive. I stopped dancing. I tried to drop the bony hand that held mine, but the ghoul wouldn't let go. He tightened his grip around my fingers. He pulled me along. Step, step, step. Stop! I cried. Let me go! The circle moved faster, faster, and then, in school, and back at summer camp, and everything moving so quickly now. Step, step. The ghoulish circle turned again. Faster, faster. In school again. What class was this? What year? I tried to break free, tried to break the circle, but the ghoul wouldn't release his icy grip. Wait! I screamed. Stop! Stop! And then on the living room floor. Isn't that our old house? Before Madison was born and we moved? Another step. The circle was finally slowing. And I opened my mouth and started to cry. I'm not actually gonna try and do that. Disturbingly good.
You're welcome. I got inspired from the newest Ghost Files. You know what part I'm talking about.
Never again, Ryan Bergar. If somehow you ever find this video and watch to this point, never again are you to make baby sounds.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, I was more talking about when Shane was doing it to fuck with Ryan, but
I actually left that comment on their video and it got some likes.
what'd you
gave it a
say?
like.
I didn't see it.
As much as I love this, I love Shane, I love Ryan. Ryan must never make baby noises ever again. I forbid
I'll look
it.
for it.
Finally, Mommy comes to pick me up. She raises me up over the crib.
Oh, what's wrong, Marky?
She asks softly.
Are you well? Do you need to be changed again?
What?
Baby coos when he wipes.
Oh my god.
Does she understand? Or doesn't she understand? Doesn't she know why I'm crying? The dance went on too long. Too long.
What is he crying about?
Daddy says, coming up beside Mommy. He shakes his head and frowns.
What on earth does he have to be unhappy about?
Mommy raises me closer to her face.
Oh, come on. Smile, Marky. It's a happy day. It's your first Halloween.
And that's the
Holy
end.
fuck.
Yeah.
I would want to see that adapted into a short.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. I thought you'd like it.
Chris Duffy says, Kenzie, I really don't like that. Well, it's out there, and now it has to live in your brain forever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next story, which isn't one of the ones we're reading, is The Bad Babysitter. Just, goddamn, I'd love to be in a situation where Jennifer Tilly's acting like my bad babysitter.
Hornytail. Punk.
XXX.
She's
You are
60.
punk, sir. Now go to
She-
Hornytail.
She is 64 years old. I would still ask her to marry me.
Well, she's 64 now. She looks good for her age.
Oh yeah, and she's doing great. Everyone's doing great in season 2 of Chucky.
That's what happens when you're an unproblematic poker queen.
Yep. Kay just says, Chad! Alright, Gemma,
Jesus, Anthony. At least he can correct his mistakes in life. Unlike me.
Damn.
Mood.
Oh god, Jammy.
Jamie, no. Alright, Gemma, what's the next one you said?
Are we there yet?
Yet another joke about pulling the car over, if you ask
I
me.
mean, look, it was a bad movie starring Ice Cube. I wouldn't say it's horror worthy.
I don't get it.
There was a movie with
Because
Ice
it's
Cube
past year.
literally called Are We There Yet?
It's before your time, Raptor. You're a fetus.
Chad, you
Womp
can't marry
womp.
Jennifer Tilly. I know, she's already married. Lucky bastard.
Go to Hornytail.
What page is that on?
It's okay,
It is-
Kenzie. I know I'm gonna be alone anyway.
Quick, Cope, say something that makes this not fucking depressing.
I'm going to say it's page 82 on mine at least.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me check if it's on mine.
Kay says no,
Hey.
I'm gonna marry her. Kay, I will fight you to the death.
Okay, found it. Thanks.
Can you both go to horny jail?
I will smack you so hard.
What'd I do?
No, I'm still talking to Kay.
Maybe in the pit.
You fell in it, the pit.
The Solak pit?
No, the pit in Pawnee, Indiana.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so are we there yet? My brother.
Do you want me to start this one?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right. My brother Artie and I did not want to go on a long car trip with my parents. We were unhappy and we didn't keep it a secret.
Artie, dibs. Are we there yet?
Might be the mom.
Sure. Artie whined, hunched beside me in this back seat. Mum laughed.
Daddy, we just backed down the driveway.
Raptor, sometimes I have dreams of killing you.
Kenzie.
Just thought
Same.
I'd let you know that.
Same.
But when are we going to get there?
He asked.
We'll get there when we get there, son. Now don't make Daddy take off his belt.
Dad said, slowing for a stop sign. Dad likes to talk in mysteries.
I'd barely say that's a mystery.
I don't like mysteries. I like to get to the point. Why are we taking this stupid car trip? I groaned.
For a
Raptor?
vacation.
Mum said,
Apparently,
always
being a
go-
Muppet.
but we always go to the beach for our vacation, I said.
Not this year, boy.
Dad said, his eyes straight ahead on the road. Beside me, Artie had settled back against the seat and he was punching away at the Game Boy he held in his lap.
Oh, throwback. Richie Currens went on a car trip with his parents last week.
Archie said.
Enjoy it?
Mum asked. Artie shrugged.
I don't know. He didn't come back. Yet.
We passed several cars as Dad slid into the center lane of the highway. Pam and Kelly went on a car trip this summer too, I said.
See, Tabby? It's the cool thing to do.
Mum said.
Did either of them come back yet?
Dad asked. Something about the way he asked that question made me pause. His voice sounded so strange. Kind of tight.
Yeah, tight.
No, not yet, I said.
And they never will.
Where are we? I asked. We've been driving for hours and there's nothing out here but farms and flat fields.
They're in New Jersey.
It's a big country.
Dad said. I grabbed the back of Mum's seat and leaned forward. Come on, give me a hint where we're going, just a hint.
Oogles.
I reached for the road map, spread out on Mum's lap. Let me see where we are.
Yeah.
Mum picked up the map and did her usual comedy act with it, unfolding it, turning it from side to side, crumpling it up, uncrumpling it, turning it upside down and inside out. Dad started
And
to
then
laugh.
I wish Dad would
and then
crash
she
the
accidentally
car.
ripped it. And then Dad slapped her upside the head.
Jesus, Kenzie.
Dad started to laugh. He loved Mum.
Oh, that one's too far. Not don't make me get the belt, son.
He loves Mum's comedy acts.
Don't you talk back to your mother, boy.
I finally got fed up, tried to pull the wrinkled map from her hands, and ripped it in half. That made Mum and Dad roar with laughter.
We're gonna get lost because of our idiot son.
Oh, we have two maps now.
Dad said.
So we must be in two places at once.
That didn't make any sense at all. This is Kenzie with you and Dad when we make puns.
Yes.
We've driven right off the map.
No,
Mum
I'm way more
exploded.
violent when you guys make puns.
Yeah, Mum exclaimed. More laughter.
This is more like what's happening. This is more like what have my reaction when you guys make puns.
Yeah, but the laughter stopped when Artie opened his mouth in a horrified scream.
Stop the car! Dad, stop the car!
Boy!
Boy!
Dad hit the brakes hard. The tires squealed as the car slid. swerving onto the tall grass beside the highway. I grabbed the door handle, swung it up, and pushed open the door.
What on earth is this all about?
I heard Mum cry.
That's a very good question, boy. People see that, they're going to think I'm some sort of Oriental woman with how I'm driving.
I was already out the door, running through the grass, chasing after the dog Artie and I had spotted out of the car window.
Wow, you two are, like, not smart. Here, boy, come. Don't be afraid.
Artie called. The big dog stopped at the edge of the highway. A truck roared past, blowing the dog's yellow-white fur on its back. I think it's a collie, I said breathlessly, catching up to it.
What collies are yellow?
That's
Jaundice collies.
That's not what the book says, Kenzie.
Is it a stray?
Artie asked.
Do you think someone let it loose on the highway?
I glanced back and saw Mum and Dad standing beside the open car doors, watching us, hand on their hips.
That boy.
Good boy. Good boy.
Artie called softly, bending down. The big collie's thick fur was all tangled. It lowered its head, nuzzled Artie's hand, and began to lick it. I petted the dog's back. Dogs love Artie and me, and we love dogs. Mum says we have a special relationship with dogs because we're almost as smart as they are. That's supposed to be a joke. But Artie
Your
and I...
mom says you're a dumbass.
But Artie
Your
and I-
mom's an asshole.
You're a disappointment, son. You're dead to me.
But Artie and I take dogs very seriously. They are wonderful, loving animals, and they need people like Artie and me to take care of them. This wasn't the first time my brother and I had made Dad stop the car because we saw a dog running loose on the road. Once we saw a cute little terrier get run over by a van. We had nightmares about that for a week. I never forgot the terrible squeal the dog let out when the tires rolled over its back. I brushed back the collie's fur and searched for a collar. No collar or ideas or anything. The collie had the biggest brown eyes I'd ever seen. Who would let a beauty like this loose? I said, rubbing its ears. Cars whirred past. Artie and I carefully led the dog away from the highway.
Oh, not again.
Dad sighed when we reached the car.
Do we have to return him to his owner?
We can't, I said. No tag. He'll have to come with us.
But there's no room.
Mom explained.
One of you stupid ass pieces of shit will have to run along the side of the car.
Jesus.
Kenzie?
Well,
Artie volunteered, raising his hand. I think that's it has 3 pages for me. Is there anything more I'm to read?
Yeah, just read until it says the driver's window.
Okay. A blue pickup truck bounced up onto the grass and came to a stop behind our car. A young man with long, stringy hair and a thick stubble of beard stuck his head out of the driver's window.
Hey, Fletch!
He shouted, waving at the dog.
it's my turn.
Oh, sorry, Kens.
He shouted, waving at the dog.
Fletch, get back in here! Bad dog!
Who the fuck names their dog Fletch?
This guy, apparently.
The collie burst out of Artie's hands, flew over the tall grass, its tail wagging furiously, and eagerly leaped into the back of the truck. The young man turned to us.
Thanks.
He called, flashing us a thumbs up.
That dog's always trying to give me a scare.
He gunned the engine, and the truck skidded back onto the highway as Artie and I waved goodbye. We stopped for dinner at a restaurant called the Barbecue Barn. Artie and I were starving. We were putting away the barbecued chicken and mashed potatoes. Oh my god, that sounds fucking good right now.
Yeah.
I glanced up and noticed that Mom and Dad still had full plates.
We're just not very hungry.
They were both quiet too, I realized. Artie and I kept trying to guess where we were going.
Just give us a hint.
hint. We begged. That was good timing. But they wouldn't play along. They kept glancing at each other. Once I saw Dad squeeze Mom's hand under the table. He let it go when he saw me watching.
What's wrong with you two?
I asked. Dad shrugged.
Nothing, son. Just tired from the long drive.
Have some of those colored greens.
Mom urged.
We don't have those at home.
Artie stared down at the pile of greens on his plate and made a face. Yuck! It looks disgusting,
Go ahead, taste it.
Dad said.
You have to be brave, son. Don't want people thinking you're soft, you know.
Yes. Brave.
Mom repeated, and suddenly I saw that she had tears running down her cheeks.
You both have to be brave.
Mom? What's wrong?
I asked. But she spun away, wiping the tears off her face. I turned to Dad. He shrugged.
Finish your dinner, boy.
He said.
We've got miles to go before we stop for the night.
Also, you keep saying boy, but the narrator's a girl.
He wanted another son.
Yeah, that's why I call him Tammy.
He's projecting his disappointment.
After dinner, we drove west into the setting sun. Red sunlight
Name's
covered our
Timothy.
windshield.
What was that, Gemma?
His name's Timothy.
Shut up.
He pulled off his belt every time I tried to correct him. How does a man run that fast when he has his pants around his ankles?
Red sunlight covered our windshield. Then suddenly, we were rolling through a heavy, dreamlike darkness. I must have fallen asleep. I let out a sharp cry as a hard bump shook me awake. Dad had turned onto a gravel driveway. I glimpsed a red and green neon sign blinking in the dark. It was supposed to read Wayside Motel, but the L was burnt out, so it read Wayside Moat. Squinting out the window, I could see a long, low building and a row of doors and dark windows. The only window with some light behind it had a sign that read Office. Dad stopped the car in front of the office. Artie leaned forward, suddenly wide awake. Is this where we're staying tonight? Do you think we can have a video game room? Mom yawned.
Too late for video games.
She said softly.
It's been a long day. You'll fall asleep in 5 minutes.
Artie and I had our own room. Mom was right. We were so exhausted from riding all day, we climbed under the thin blankets and fell right asleep. The next morning, cold gray light seeped in through the dusty window. I woke up, blinked, trying to remember where I was. I stretched. My back ached from the hard bed. I squinted at my watch. Past 9 o'clock. Weird, I thought. That's really late. Mom and Dad like to get an early start. Why didn't they wake us up? I shook Artie awake. He blinked at me. What's up?
We slept late.
I said.
Let's go find Mom and Dad.
Yawning, we stepped out into the cool gray morning. Mom and Dad's room was next to ours. I knocked on their door, and it swung in. Had they forgotten to lock it?
Mom? Dad?
I called. No answer. Artie pushed the door open all the way, and I followed him in.
Hey!
I let out a startled cry. The room was empty. The bed was made. Wrong room, Artie said. We stepped back outside. Felt a cold raindrop on my forehead. Then another one on my hair. We moved to the room on the other side of ours. I knocked on the door.
Mom? Dad?
No one in that room either. I stared down the long row of motel rooms. Which room are Mom and Dad in?
We'd better ask at the office.
I said.
I just want
We
to
turned-
read Jammy's comment here. He called him Helen because that's a boy's name, apparently.
Yeah.
That's why I called my daughter Franny, because that's a boy's name. Yeah, apparently Blair is too.
You shut up.
And Harley.
Dana.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm gonna attack a wall.
We turned and started jogging toward the office. Artie stopped suddenly and pointed to the gravel parking lot.
Huh?
My eyes swept over the lot. I saw a huge, silvery truck parked at the end of the lot, and then no cars. No cars.
Where is our car?
My voice came out in a whisper.
Dude, where's your car?
We both stared at the empty lot. Maybe they went out to bring back breakfast? Artie said. I frowned,
Maybe.
but my heart was pounding.
They surely would have told us they were going.
Well, they didn't just take off, Artie said.
That's when they
I
drove
swallowed.
by and I heard Dad yell, "Ha ha, they're your problem now!"
Chad, we're in a very intense moment right now.
Oh, and look at the next words.
I swallowed hard. My mouth suddenly felt dry.
Hard.
I knocked on the office door and peered through the glass. Try the door. Let's go in, Artie said. I turned the knob, pushed open the door, and grow up, and stepped inside with Artie. The room smelled stale and musty. I gazed around quickly. Empty shelves, a bare table, a vending machine with an out-of-order sign taped to the front.
And Anthony says, this is what Anthony's parents did to him.
Anthony's talking in third person now.
Once again, at least he didn't swallow thickly.
Alright, that's my turn.
Okay. Empty shelves, a bare table, a vending
I read
machine
that
with
already.
Oh, shit. Sorry. So next page.
Then I spotted.
Oh. Wait. Okay. Okay. Then.
This is what happens when Raptor doesn't pay attention.
Okay. I'm sorry. Look, it just gets kind of hard sometimes. Okay, there we go. Then I spotted a man in a blue cap in a red plaid shirt behind the dogwood counter. He was facing the wall with his back to us. I cleared my throat loudly, but he didn't turn around.
Hello? Good morning.
I called. He still didn't move.
Hey, excuse us.
Artie said, and then he punched the bell on the counter. It dinged once, twice, thrice. Again, the man didn't move. I bet he's deaf, I thought.
Sir?
I moved around to the side of the counter.
Sir?
He was hunched on a tall wooden stool, shoulders slumped. The blue cap sat high on his head, and his face. His face. I stumbled back against the wall and opened my mouth in a shrill scream. face. No face at all.
Gemma, did you just say, she'll scream? Thank you.
A yellow skull beneath the cap, two dark empty sockets, the jaw hanging down in a toothless grin.
Kenzie?
Tammy, what's wrong?
Rut's
I
wrong.
grab.
Is this
Oh, this
Scooby-Doo?
freak. Oh no, it's Old Man Jenkins dressed as the Carnival Land Ghoul. So scary.
Read.
I grabbed his hand and lurched to the door. I pulled him outside.
What's wrong? What is it?
Audie demanded.
We.
The words caught in my throat.
We have to get out of here.
But Mom and Dad,
Audie screamed.
the man in the office.
It wasn't a man, I shouted. Sorry. It wasn't a man.
I shouted.
It was a skeleton.
And he popped out.
And he wrote this.
Damn it, Raptor.
Huh? That's crazy.
My mind whirled. I took a deep breath and held it. My eyes searched the hallway. One direction, then the other. No cars coming. Where were they? Where? We have to call the police. Oh, sorry.
We have to call the police. They'll help us. They'll come and help us find Mom and Dad, and
We can use the phone in the room.
Audie said. The rain was coming down a little harder, splashing off the wet roof, the wet tin roof, pattering over the gravel in the parking lot. We burst back into our room. I grabbed the phone off the night table and raised the receiver to my ear. Silence. No dial tone. I pushed 0, pushed 911. Nothing.
Mackenzie?
There's no wire.
Audie said. He pulled the phone from my hand.
See? It isn't hooked up to anything.
I tossed the phone onto the bed, and we ran back outside. I searched the parking lot again, praying that our car would be pulling in.
Where are they?
Audie shrieked, asked shrilly. I ducked my head into the rain and led the way towards the highway.
we'll find a phone somewhere.
I said.
If they don't see us when they get back there here, Mom and Dad will wait.
My shoes crunched over the wet gravel. As I walked, a picture flashed into my mind. Last night, Mom with tears suddenly sliding down her cheeks. Mom saying, "You both have to be brave." What did she mean?
Raptor, could you speed it up a little bit, please?
What did she mean? Did she know that we were going to leave us? No way. Mom and Dad would never leave us. And Audie and I stopped at the edge of the highway, no cars coming in either direction, shooting my eyes against the rain with one hand, squinting to see the other side. A long, flat green field seemed to stretch forever, and in the distance, a dark building, hazing in the grey light. A farmhouse. I placed one hand on Audie's shoulder and pointed with the other.
Maybe they'll have a phone we can use over there.
Audie shivered. His blonde hair and shoulders of his sweatshirt were soaked from the rain.
Let's go.
We jogged across the highway
It's
into the
Chad's
west.
turn.
Oh, sorry.
We jogged across the highway and into the grassy field. The ground was
Yes,
soft
Jamie,
and
I
marshy.
asked to speed it up because it's getting late.
And our shoes sank into the mud. I kept my eyes on the house in the distance. I saw several smaller buildings beside it. I heard a rumbling sound.
Chad, now you're doing it on purpose.
We heard a rumbling sound behind us on the highway. Our car? I turned back and saw two large red and black trucks speed by. I sighed with disappointment and kept walking. A cemetery appeared as if out of nowhere. Artie and I cried out in surprise. We saw gravestones set in 6 or 7 rows, low in the grass. They were tilted and cracked. Some lay flat on their backs.
Who would put a graveyard in the middle of a field?
Where else are you gonna put it? Artie asked.
Maybe it's where they bury people from that farm.
I said, pointing to the house in the distance. He leaned down to try and read the words on an old stone. As he did, I heard a loud creaking sound, like a rusty door being pulled open.
Artie!
I gasped as one of the old gravestones toppled over with a thud.
Don't freak.
Artie said.
The rain makes the ground soft. That's why it fell.
I heard another long creak. Another stone toppled over. My breath caught in my throat. I heard a low cracking sound. A large stone tilted forward and then slammed to the ground. Artie jumped back into my side.
What's happening?
I don't know.
I said. Then I saw the... What's happening? Aurora Borealis?
Aurora Borealis.
Then I saw the dirt fly up beside one of the fallen gravestones, and I heard a long, low groan. A groan from under the ground. Frozen to the spot.
Hey, Chad. What do you call Aurora Borealis that looks like a circle inside another circle? Areola Borealis?
Frozen to the spot, I saw the dirt crumble and shift in front of another grave, and the tall gravestone toppled onto its back. Go to unforgivable jail for referencing that.
No.
Oh. Another groan behind me, a weak cry, and then another, a howl of pain from beneath the ground.
This is crazy.
Artie gasped.
This is crazy.
And then we were running hard, our arms swinging at our sides, our breath wheezing from our mouths, swinging at their sides. Now I'm just picturing them running like moles.
No, Chris, I am not ashamed of myself in the least.
Should be. Running over the wet, muddy field, our shoes slipping, sliding. Then suddenly, I felt myself sinking.
Oh my god, this is the quicksand that John Mulaney all thought we should be worried about.
Yes.
It's the swamp of sadness from Neverending Story.
Oh no.
Why'd you have to bring that up? At least they don't have a horse. I turned and saw Artie sinking too. Okay, maybe Artie's playing the role of the horse here.
Artex.
Artie.
Jesus.
It's not a coincidence.
His arms thrashed wildly, struggling to pull himself up. I chuckled because he looked like one of the wacky waving arm inflatable tube men at the used car lot. But the soft mud was already up to his waist, and he was going down fast.
It's like quicksand!
He wailed. Down, down. The mud felt so cold, so thick, as it rose up over me.
Are you proud of yourself?
Never.
Thick, like... I'm not gonna say it. I'm too good for that.
I kicked both legs and grabbed frantically at the ground, struggling to escape, struggling to stop sinking. But it was useless. It's no use. We were being sucked into a bottomless pit of thick ooze.
Sounds a bit
It's cum.
rude.
It's cum.
Jesus Christ. Anthony, if you thought that was funny, you're a sociopath.
We're going to drown in it, I realized. Okay, so this is like an anime porn then.
Oh no.
Chad. Chad, why do you know that?
Because I've been on the internet for like 20 years now.
Tammy, do something. I can't stay up.
Artie's shrill cry was cut short.
Hang on.
I shrieked. The wet mud rose up to my armpits. My hands grasped furiously at the surface, and my fingers wrapped around a hard object. A tree root?
Yes.
Your story. Let's go with that.
I squeezed it tightly in my hand. With a groan, I
It's getting
started to
worse.
pull myself up. It slipped out of my hand, and I sank back. But I grabbed it again and pulled myself up.
And again. And again.
To the
Cradling the
surface.
balls.
Anthony just goes, oh.
Up to the surface, to the streets. I carefully made my way to Artie. I grabbed his hands and pulled him free of the thick, oozing mud.
Stop reading it like that.
Kenzie, why don't you like the thick, oozing
Stop it!
mud?
It's making me feel confusing things.
It's chocolate, actually.
And then we were running again, scrambling like mud crabs. The dark ooze dripping off us.
Huh, Cam, I get the reference. I like it.
Help us. Can anyone help us?
I screamed as we reached the old, brown-shingled farmhouse. We were answered by a furious snarl from a dog. No, more than one dog, I realized. Sharp, angry growls.
Dogs! Over there!
Artie cried. He pointed to a low wooden shed behind the house.
Anyone home?
I called, cupping my hands around my mouth.
We need help.
I started to the front porch, but Artie pulled me back.
Dogs! Over there! Chad, are you still reading?
You read the wrong line.
Oh no, yeah, sorry. Those dogs!
He said, shouting over their angry howls.
Oh no. Oh, Artie, you dickhead. Who would lock them up in that tiny shed? They can't breathe in there. They're calling for help.
I pulled him back toward the house, shouting what a dumbass he was.
We are the ones who need help. Mom and Dad.
But Artie was already running toward the shed.
Anthony!
God damn.
Anthony!
No
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but...
No arguing with him when it came to dogs. With a sigh, I took off after him. Okay, I'm sorry, just... the way that, that Artie is acting right now just reminded me of the bad creepypasta fan story where it's like, Toby saw a cat and just wandered after it.
Yeah.
You know how I posted the cover of like that fan comic Jeff the Killer Meets His Fangirls? I think I might scrap it and like making it into a comic and make it into a fan pasta.
Nice.
Because it play more to my strengths.
We reached the shed door at the same time. The dogs howled and raged, barking ferociously. Artie grabbed the door handle. I tugged his arm.
Are you sure you want to do this?
He nodded.
Okay. Kay confirms she too would wander after a cat.
Yeah, it has literally happened before. More than once.
These dogs are in trouble. I'm not afraid of them. Dogs always like us, remember?
Yes, but
He pulled open the shed door, ignoring my words of logic.
Oh, if only Vince were here.
Two enormous black attack dogs, the size of panthers, teeth bared, eyes wild with fury, dove at us.
I mean, I guess I can try my best Nanji impression. Why are they gotta be black, huh? I see how it is.
Why were they kept outside in the shed?
Exactly.
I squealed.
I
Gemma?
ah,
feel like squealed I feel like wouldn't be necessarily the most appropriate word to use in this scenario.
Yeah.
Like, I get squealed can just mean like in surprise and generally doesn't have a connotation of pleasant or not, depending on the circumstance. But I think squealed more often is associated with happiness.
Yeah.
I'm in writer mode. I'm sorry. You're doing great, RL.
I squealed, jumped back, and dropped to my knees. Artie covered his head. The raging, snarling dogs seemed to hover in midair.
What?
It's hover corgi. Then they dropped
Two giant corgis.
Then they dropped solidly to the ground. We're being attacked by fuzzy potatoes.
Jammy.
Jammy! Gem.
Oh, they're chained up.
Why do the black dogs have to be chained up, huh?
They're black, kept outside the shed and chained up. You don't want them
Oh,
running
God.
away.
We're thinking of you, Vince. Not in that context, but we wish you were here.
I gasped. The dogs couldn't run out.
I think. Wait, isn't it Gemma's turn?
Hell if I know.
I think that was
Alright.
3 pages.
The dogs couldn't run out. The chain around their neck held them back. Now they lowered their heads and glared, still growling angrily. And a man's voice behind us announced loudly,
Can I read this? Because I don't care. I don't want to. I won't be the man if anyone else wants to take the role, but I just want to say this line. I'm sorry, you flunk!
Huh? Archie and I spun round.
My
We
sentiments exactly.
We stared at a young man with slicked black hair and a deep tan. He wore a charcoal grey suit, white shirt and tie.
Okay,
He held an
I am going to do this guy's voice.
You're giving him a New York Italian accent, aren't you?
No, not anymore.
He held an umbrella over his head, even though the rain had slowed to a drizzle. I squinted at the small badge on his jacket. It read, Official Judge.
Wow, that sounds almost as convincing as the Pussy Inspector. You want to take it?
Nah.
Chad? Take it, I don't care.
Nah.
No, you can have it.
I don't want to.
Okay, fine. Damianati, I'm afraid you just failed your test.
He said, shaking his head.
Oh, please!
I recognized Mum's voice. And then I saw both of our parents come running from the other side of the house.
Please!
Mum cried.
Can't you give them another chance?
Ship the losers off to a boarding school. I mean,
Dad
yes,
demanded.
give them another chance.
Dad demanded. The dogs growled behind us. The man lowered his umbrella.
Sorry, no second chances. They have failed.
Yeah, none of that participation trophy shit in my family.
Rapture.
Oh, sorry, I didn't notice that. But,
Mum sputtered. What is going on here? I cried. Dad sighed and shook his head.
You're such disappointments. All kids have to take car trips.
He told me, speaking just above a whisper.
It's a test. The government said all kids must be tested for bravery and intelligence.
Um,
But why?
RL, is this some commentary?
But why?
There's so little space left.
Dad said, lowering his eyes.
So little food. Oh my god, is this turning into Battle Royale?
I think this is just a whole lot of post-apocalyptic type stories in general.
No, because there's no middle-aged woman with a spear chasing a child.
Well, yeah, but this is a post-apocalyptic scenario written by a competent person.
I'm sorry, if there's no spear woman, then I can't take it seriously.
Well, let's just pretend that Spear Woman was the dog in the beginning in disguise.
It's a little everything to go around. The government decided it had no choice. Only the bravest and smartest kids can survive. Only the bravest and smartest can come home.
His voice broke. Mum wrapped him in a tearful hug.
You failed him because you opened the dog shed.
The judge announced.
You did okay with the graveyard fights and the quicksand, but then you should have gone into the farmhouse. You should have stayed away from the vicious dogs in the shed. Instead, you opened the shed. You showed you were brave, but not smart.
He shook his head.
Sorry. I'm slipping into John Travolta now, aren't I?
You are a little bit, yeah.
Your parents must return home without you.
Mum burst into loud sobs. Dad was crying too.
No, I don't. I'm not some kind of woman.
Wait. Okay, Raptor. Wait. What if we prove we really are smart?
I looked at Artie. Artie looked at me. I knew we were both thinking the exact same thing.
It's too late.
The judge said.
Come with me. Time to send you to the work camps.
But Artie and I didn't follow him. Instead, we did something really, really smart. We grabbed the dog chains and unleashed the attack dogs. Growling and snarling, the ferocious dogs tore past us, because dogs always like us, and they dove at the judge, heaved him to the ground, ripped at his suit, wrestling, tearing, snapping their jaws, sinking their jagged teeth into his skin.
Okay, you pass.
He screamed on his back, kicking and flailing, struggling to protect himself.
You both passed the test. You can go home. Just get them off me. Get them off. But
of course, it was easy to pull the dogs off the poor man, because dogs always listen to us. We saved his life, and he knew it. After that, the ride home was a lot of fun. Very relaxed, lots of jokes and kidding around. And Mum even did her famous folding in the map routine again, which got howls from all of us. Sure, there was some rough spots, a few pretty scary moments, but all in all, Artie and I had to agree, this was definitely our family's best car trip ever.
Yeah,
wow.
This was great, Mom and Dad. We'll never trust you again.
We were all laughing this time because we knew if we did, they could send us away and we'd never go home again.
Wow. This is like George Orwell's book, 1984.
Jimmy, this takes place in Thatcher's England.
This takes place in Liz Truss's England. Oh wait, Liz Truss isn't our Prime Minister anymore.
Bada bing.
Commentary I don't understand.
She lasted 43 days. She lasted less time than a fucking lettuce.
Okay, we're making jokes, but no, like, we're reading, like, this is actually good. We're enjoying this.
Yeah.
Like, this is The Haunting Hour by R.L. Stine. We're making jokes and stuff, but it's like when we read, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. We still acknowledge they're good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think this one. I think I liked the Halloween dance a little better, but this was fun.
Scary tales to tell in the dark. The story that gave us Charlie the cheeky cockney.
Yes.
Oh,
Left cheek, right cheek.
Oh my god, it's Charlie the cheeky cockney. He came back after. Where'd you go?
I'm not doing that. Not right now.
Oh,
All right. Oh, are we reading another one?
Probably not. I gotta get something to eat.
That's fair.
same here.
Should we do a little couple more next week, maybe? Like leading up to Halloween?
Yeah, sounds good to me, as long as it's all right with everyone else.
I mean, not in play. Like, if you guys wanted to do 2 streams next week, because I don't want to derail the Fox Girl streams too much. Oh, perish the thought.
Well, Gemma, since you won to, we'll do more of this next week.
Yeah, I was saying, your thoughts on the stories. Like, did you enjoy them? Like, did the chat enjoy them?
I just want to
I like
clarify
them.
real quick, because I want Kenzie to suffer through more Fox Girl cringe. But if Gemma is being gracious, then okay. But yes, I did enjoy the stories.
Look, Chad, it's not my fault that God sent me as your personal hell. I'm just doing my job. We're friends outside of that.
Does that mean you're technically a
Uh-huh.
biblically accurate angel, Kenzie?
I do have an extra eye right on the nape of my neck, but I think that's just my a twin that kind of I ate most of, but not all of.
Oh, you're not
And,
even like one of those mule guys?
For all of you tryhards out there, yes, those are biblically accurate angels, but so are the ones who are just people with feathered wings. Like it or not, it's true.
In a weird way, birds are biblically accurate angels.
I mean, have you ever seen a bird and an angel in the same room at the same time?
My point exactly.
Not sure we really made sense with that one, but
We didn't, but 'tis the nature of our streams.
yeah, I am definitely enjoying this book, and I am looking forward to reading more next week. But it's honestly going to be hard to top the Halloween dance. Just the fact, like, no, you got hit by that truck. That was a holy shit moment.
Like, it is pretty easy to see coming. What really
That's what
got
she
me
said.
was the end. What?
Nothing.
Shut up. But what got me in the end was, oh, it's okay, Marky. It's your first Halloween. Like, oh no.
Yep. But yeah, you see, when you're gonna write a "they were dead the whole time" story, take note, Shyamalan.
Yep.
Yeah, it was good.
See, I rewatched The Sixth Sense because I watched it with Logan because I thought that would be a nice introduction, like a proper like. It's not overly scary, but it was like a nice little. So I showed him The Sixth Sense, and Logan at the age of 12. During I'm not going to spoiler warning The Sixth Sense. Everyone fucking knows what happens.
Yeah.
But when he gets shot by his former patient at the beginning, like the camera sort of like zooms out of his like of him being on the bed, and Logan just was like when he was in the next scene, Logan just sort of looked at me and went, "Huh, so he's alive, probably."
Aw. That's great.
Based
And
Logan.
I know, and then it was just like, and then during it, he's just sort of going, and then when Bruce Willis's character finds out he's dead, he just sort of went, "Huh, thought you would have known that."
I don't dislike The Sixth Sense. I just don't. It's just. I think the hype behind it and the fact that Shyamalan. I mean, obviously, I was too young. When did it come out again?
1999, so I would have been about 6 when it came out.
Yeah, I was 2 to 3. So, like, obviously I didn't watch it until a lot later, but I do know enough about it to know that after that came out, Shyamalan was, like, being called by the media the next Spielberg, and it's like, okay, it's not that amazing.
And then we got
So, like-
Signs.
I think Signs is stupid.
I was late to the party with Signs. So I watched The Sixth Sense when I was probably about 14, because again, I was late to the party with that because I was 6 when it came out, but I was about 14 when I watched it, and I was just like, during it, I'm just like going, are we supposed to not know that he's dead?
Yeah.
But watching it, so like I gave the movie like an overall 6, so it was like above average. But watching it again with Logan, I actually think the film is pretty good, but it's still it's like I think that, like, mostly because the acting from Haley Joel Osment's really good, and like
I
Toni
thought you were
Collette.
talking about Signs at first. I was like, you
Oh, no.
think Signs is really good? Oh no.
Oh, no. Signs, I was late to the party in the sense that I only watched Signs about 8 years ago, and I was just like, and the thing is, I'd seen it parodied so much, like I'd seen the Scary Movie 3, and I'd seen like a bunch of things about it, and I just didn't understand why people liked it.
Yeah.
Like, Chad and I have
People-
talked about this on a stream once before. Like,
Lies.
even I have to solidly agree with Nostalgia Critic on Signs. And even that review actually had some pretty solid jokes in them too.
Yeah,
Wood! More
do you wanna-
wood!
do you want to know something? Like, I was actually like thinking about it just now. Like, I've been really late to the party with Shyamalan in general because I didn't actually watch any of his movies. The first movie I ever saw by him was Lady in the Water, which is fucking terrible.
Oh my god.
And then I saw The Village soon after that, which was also terrible. And
I think because I saw The Village when I was in 8th grade, and, you know, I was 8th grade, I was 13, 14, and dumber. So I actually don't think The Village is that bad.
Okay, I've been watching X-Files from the beginning for,
nice, good,
for October,
awesome.
and I got to the episode with the Amish community,
Oh yeah, that one.
and I was like, okay, again, Shyamalan, take notes. This isn't even one of the better episodes, but take notes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, like that one's kind of like a mid episode. Like, it's very mid, that one.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite episode, because I'm assuming, yeah, that's still in season 1. I'm pretty sure that one, the Amish episode. My favorite episode of the first season of X-Files, aside from the Tombs episodes,
Mm-hmm.
is Beyond the Sea with
Yes.
Brad Dourif.
Yes.
That's a brilliant episode, and it's very Scully orientated.
I tore this off from my T-shirt at home.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen a lot of X-Files, and I know I need to get on that. But when's the really fucked up one that was it
Home.
was it banned, you know, the one with all the incest?
It was banned, I'm pretty sure. I think that's season 4. I'm pretty sure that's about season 4.
Yeah.
Can you still stream it? Is it still available like that?
I think
I've got it on. I've got it. I think it was for a while. It's the same with like a bunch of TV shows. Like, I'm pretty sure that the episode of
Raptor,
Buffy.
you're breathing really heavy in your mic again. I'm sorry.
There was an episode of Buffy that was banned back in season 3. It was dead eye shots, or it was something earshot. That's what it's called, and it was banned because it kind of it has the vibe of like a school shooting, and apparently it came out very very alongside Columbine.
Yeah.
But that one's been rebroadcast.
That's when she could hear people's thoughts, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Even though there isn't a school shooting, there's the threat of one.
Yeah.
Well,
it just hit too close to home at the time. Yeah.
And was that the first time we learned Jonathan's name?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Jonathan's name. Yeah, we learned because Jonathan was just like a background character at that point.
Yeah.
And no, but, like there's another episode of the X-Files I really like, and I think it's Eve.
Yes. Yeah, with
Eve is so good.
the
Not
two
to
girls.
Yeah.
not to interrupt because I saw this comment mentioned earlier. Anthony's asking, wasn't Halloween Dance R.L. Stine's first story written when he was in middle school? He's gonna look it up, but someone mentioned something like that when we first started the stream. Anyone know anything on that?
Hold on a second. I'm pretty hold on. Kindle. Hunting her back.
One of my
Sorry.
while you're looking that up though, one of my favorite X-Files moments, not a serious moment. I can never remember the name of the episode, but it's like each person giving their account of what happened. And like, you know, the one guy is saying like, yeah, and then the two feds showed up and saw the alien body. The guy just completely lost it. And David Duchovny just like completely no emotion on his face, just goes, "Woo!"
I know. It's I love that episode. I know exactly which one you're talking about. Like I have such a soft spot for season 1 as a whole, because I think up until around about midway through season 2, it's very much just like monster of the week.
Yeah.
And I really like that sort of concept, because it feels like because it is a bit like an anthology, just with the same with the same overarching story.
Mm-hmm.
And another one I quite liked in the first season is the one with Mark Sheppard in it.
Oh yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, the pyrokinetic.
Yeah, he's so young and baby faced. It's adorable.
It's like when I watched Supernatural from the beginning again.
Oh yeah. But there's an episode that I think you'll really like, and it's because obviously like there's so many, like I'm talking like Kenzie and Raptor, if you're interested. I think it's the first episode of season 3, and it
Of
literally has
X-Files.
it literally has Jack Black in it, and
Sold.
yeah, like Jack Black and Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah, you had me at Jack Black. I'm sold.
Yeah, and then like I think it's not the pilot, but it's the second episode. I think has Seth Green, like a really young Seth Green in it as well.
Huh.
And
well, you know, Gemma's recommending an episode with Seth Green.
yeah, I'm not going to horny jail for referencing that.
I know.
Gemma's horny for Seth Green.
He was my first like crush when I was about 8 years old.
Aw.
Ironically, though, since we're discussing X-Files, Gillian Anderson was my first crush.
Then for me, it ended up being
woman, Chad.
It ended up being David Duchovny for me. I fell in love with David Duchovny when I first watched X-Files.
Who's Seth Green? Cam, I hope you are joking.
It's
My own.
Cam. Of course he's not.
Okay,
My-
so Seth.
Sorry.
So Seth Green, if you haven't watched Buffy, he was in Buffy as a character called Oz, and that's who I fell in love with when I was 8 years old.
Here's what the one that Cam's gonna get the most. He voices Chris on Family Guy.
Yeah, he plays Chris on Family Guy, and he was also in Austin Powers as Scott Evil. I
just want to say real quick though about Beyond the Sea, Don Davis.
Yes, that's another thing I love about it. It's very Lynchian, that episode in general, I think.
Oh yeah.
Another thing that maybe Cam will know is Seth Green was the love interest of Velma in Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
Cam doesn't watch movies.
Yeah, but I'm assuming at least he'll have watched Scooby-Doo.
But
One question is,
That's a tall order there, Gem.
There we go.
Cam, but important question is, which do you think is better, Scooby-Doo 1 or Scooby-Doo 2?
2.
Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed was there.
So
That is-
let's be real. Nostalgia goggles aside, the first one was kind of dog shit.
The first
What?
one has good
You-
music.
You mean the attempt to make Scooby-Doo edgy was a bad film? I'm shocked.
The first Scooby-Doo movie, I have nostalgia goals from it. It came out when I was 9. But like, I like the music an awful lot. Uh, like in the first one, but even though Monsters Unleashed is kind of it is like a so bad it's good movie. It's kind of like, but it's, for Scooby Doo, I think has aged as well. The first one, because
Oh, yeah.
the bit that I cannot stand, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree with me, is the really long elongated farting scene.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, that was a thing in that film.
Yeah. But going back to the X-Files for a minute, uh, the I don't know what I was going to say. It's gone. It's completely gone. It's
Oops.
completely disappeared. I like there's a like the first season is a little bit ropey at times because it has those kind of episodes that you had to expect from it. Like there has that one that was basically just them in the in like NASA, and it's just a
Oh.
lot of stock footage of space.
Yeah.
It's just and I think the episode's just called Space.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I usually skip that one on rewatches because it's just like not interesting.
See, I actually find that one frightening at times just because, like, thinking about what it would actually be like to be, like, stuck up in space like that.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great for the first time you. I think it's all right the first time you watch it, but when you watch back and after seeing like the other seasons or other episodes, it's kind of it kind of loses itself.
But you mean it doesn't frighten you, Gemma, when you see the alien's astral projection face?
Yeah, it does not frighten me.
And
Um,
I have to say it this way just because I know how people will react if I say his name. In season 1, after season 1, I miss Mulder's original informant.
oh, Deep Throat.
Yes, him.
That'll never not be funny.
Deep Throat is awesome.
And
Why is
that's
my
getting clipped, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Also, there's an episode that I think it's the finale of season 1. It's called Erlenmeyer Flask,
Yeah.
which was written by Vince Gilligan, who did Breaking Bad.
Yep.
And obviously the whole kind of Erlenmeyer Flask thing with the making of meth chemistry.
Yes. But speaking of season 1, though, I wonder if Gillian Anderson would ever have iced tea for me.
Ice Baby?
There's a scene where where Scully and Mulder are doing a stakeout, and not so subtly, like Scully basically tells Mulder that she loves him, and he says, "If you have a nice tea in that bag for me, it might just be love." She goes, "Well then, here you go. It's root beer." So to a lot of fans, they consider iced tea a symbol of love.
Yeah. I kind of like that they really. I haven't seen the new episodes, the ones they brought back recently. Like I haven't seen anything. The last ones I saw are the ones where they, where the guy from, what's it called, Terminator 2 is in it, Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
haven't seen any of the new stuff,
Oh,
which I know is when they get together.
Oh no, they get together in the second movie.
Oh, I didn't watch that movie either. I've only seen the first movie. I never saw I Want to Believe.
Yeah, I will say though, as shit as the second movie was, there was a scene in it that was just so perfectly Mulder and Scully.
Yeah.
Is like they're in bed together, and Scully's like saying she's like worried about whatever's going on, but she's just like, I'm just worried. And Mulder goes, well, I have a little something that can help with that. She goes, you call that little? And he just pauses and thinks for a second and goes, thank you. So, but yeah, so you haven't seen any of the new episodes with Agent Einstein?
No, I haven't seen any of the new episodes. I kind of
Wait, they're making new episodes?
They did.
Yeah, it was like 2017.
I didn't know that.
But yeah,
Is this first?
I'm not joking. The new Scully, her name is literally Special Agent Einstein.
Oof.
Is her first name Alberta?
I don't remember. It honestly could be.
I was watching. Obviously, like we kind of stopped, but like Jacob was watching the X-Files with me because he never watched it ever. So he saw the whole of the first season, and then we got to season 2. The last episode he watched was it was the episodes with the bounty hunter.
I just watched that today.
Oh, did you? So yeah, the next episode that I'm apparently supposed to be on is the season 2, episode 18.
Yes.
Is that the one you're on?
I believe so.
Oh, nice. We've caught up with each other. Even though I don't think I don't think I've I think we stopped watching this about sometime last year. Just because I think Cobe had to go back to work or something like that, and then we just never got back around to watching the rest.
Yeah. I just have to say though, in the episode where Scully is in her coma.
Oh yeah.
I know like Frohicke's like feelings for Scully are usually played for laughs, but when he shows up like in his suit with his bow tie and like flowers for her, it honestly gets to me every time.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, I figured out what I was going to say. It wasn't about the X-Files. It was about R.L. Stine's The Haunting Hour.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, we've been talking about the X-Files for 20 minutes now, and we're still streaming.
Yeah, so
yeah, so are you guys sick of us yet?
So The Haunting Hour, so it says at the beginning of every story, at least in my version, it has like a little blurb by R.L. Stine before the story.
I have those
so I always wanted to be very scary on Halloween. I wanted to be a ghost or a mummy or a skeleton, but my parents went shopping and brought home a duck costume. It was white and feathery, and I had a fuzzy yellow tail. On Halloween night, I was embarrassed by to go out of the house. I told my friends I was a vampire duck, but they didn't buy that story for a minute. They hooted and laughed and quacked at me all night. It was the worst Halloween of my life. I remembered that dreadful night when I wrote this story. It's about 2 boys who are dying to have the scariest Halloween ever, but they quickly change their minds when the thrills turn to chills. I'm pretty sure he probably did write that when he was a kid, because he probably like was channeling the feeling he got because he wanted to dress up as a vampire.
Yes. I have very limited R.L. Stine lore knowledge, but I do know that that's why part of why he wrote the story The Haunted Mask.
Oh yeah.
In that story, the girl, is trying to be seen as more than just like innocent, like like scaredy cat girl at her school, and like her mom brings her a duck costume to wear for Halloween, and she's just like, no, I'm not wearing that.
Yes. Yeah, like did you ever read the Fear Street books?
I did not.
Well, I know that obviously they've made them into movies on Netflix, because there's Fear Street Part 1, 1994, Fear Street Part 2, 1970 something, and Fear Street Part 3, 1666.
Yeah.
They're actually like they're not brilliant. like they try to do especially the first one where they kind of tried to do the whole Stranger Things 90s nostalgia, even though Stranger Things is 80s, but they kind of want to go the 90s nostalgia way. And I got really pissed off because I watched it, and it's meant to be set in 1994, but the first song that they play to signify that it's 1994 is a song that was released in 1995.
You
So
had one job.
I was like, hang on a minute. I was like, you've got a whole list of songs that you could play at the beginning that was not released in 1995.
Jesus.
It really, really annoyed me. I'm trying to remember what the song was. I'm gonna look it up because I knew it immediately, and but it was a while ago I watched it. So but I recommend taking a look at them because they're all like linked together, despite the fact that they're the first one's 94, the second one's like set the 70s, and the last one's like in the time of the Salem witch trials.
Nice. And while you're looking that up, I just want to say another line from Frohickey in the X-Files.
Okay.
When he and Byers are on video call with Mulder. Tell Scully I said hi. Tell her I'm working out now. I'm buff.
That was it. No, it wasn't even 1995. It was 1996. The song the song Firestarter by The Prodigy.
They played that for 1994.
Yep.
Jesus.
I'm a fire starter. Twisted fire starter.
Because they did quite well at first. They got Closer by Nine Inch Nails, that released in 1994. Only Happy When It Rains by Garbage, released in 1993, 94. Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden, released in the early 90s. And like Machine Head by Bush, again. And then I'm like, and even like Portishead, Sour Times, and Insane in the Brain, which was 1993. And then Creep as well, 1993. And then fucking the Firestarter, and I'm like, you had, honestly, just come on, like there's other songs released by The Prodigy you could have used. You could have used
And one other song they made, because I don't know any other songs by The Prodigy.
I think it's like No Something Start the Dance, which they could have used easily.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm just like, it just really pissed me off because it put me on a like, they didn't care enough.
Yeah. That's yeah, we should wrap this up now.
Yes.
We've been holding you guys hostage long enough.
Yeah,
But before you do,
we finished reading 35 minutes ago.
okay, but before you do, I would just like to say, to get the record straight, Stuart Little is the only good thing M. Night Shyamalan has ever written.
What?
No one cares that he wrote that.
I do.
I quite like Stuart Little, the first one. It's not great, but it's not bad.
I just want to hear the dad in the movie say it's not lupus.
Get it? Because he played House MD.
This is what annoyed me. I don't know if it's just like at the time when people were like, "Oh my god, Hugh Laurie! Oh my god, he's not American. That's insane." And I'm like, he was in fucking Stuart Little like 5 years before, and he was speaking with his English accent.
Yeah. He was also the man on the plane to England who told Rachel that she was a horrible person, and that it sounded perfectly clear that she and Ross were on a break.
Yes, which is one of my favorite parts of Friends in that in the later seasons, because I really only liked Friends up until about season 6.
Yeah.
Really up until Chandler and Monica get together, and then like season 7 onwards is quite a bit of a slog.
Oh yeah.
Also, there's that. I know, obviously, I understand Matthew Perry had like lots and lots of drug problems and alcoholism, but like he goes from like because like the last episode of season 6 to like the first episode of season 7 is on the same day, and season 6 Chandler is like really thin, and then all of a sudden season 7 Chandler is like really fat.
Yeah.
I think the producers even talked to him about that. They were like, "You stop fucking gaining weight."
Yeah, and then he
So,
loses, and then the weight's gone again by by I think like the next season.
well, apparently behind the scenes, Jennifer Aniston helped to like become his workout buddy to help him out with that, so he wouldn't get in trouble.
Oh, that was sweet. Oh,
Yeah.
apparently, I just read this. Try Guy's wife, no, not that one, spills on another alleged James Corden restaurant meltdown.
Was this what? Was this Becky?
Yeah, Becky with Eugene's wife.
Eugene's gay and not
Oh,
married.
sorry, I didn't realize. I've not really
Keith.
watched the Try Guys. So it says try wife Becky Habersberger.
Yeah, that's Keith's wife.
Testerberger?
Keith's wife. With a wife and basically in TikTok posted Wednesday, Habersberger said she was not surprised by the news that the Late Late Show host has made a habit of abusing restaurant workers. Sharing her own James Corden story, Habersberger recalled that she was walking past a well-known Los Angeles eatery with a friend once when she spotted Corden exiting the building. Getting closer, Habersberger said that they overheard a restaurant employee telling Corden that the restaurant was closed, though he could get George Corden a reservation for that evening. And James Corden yells at this busboy, she continued, putting on a British accent. A lot of good that does me, mate. A lot of good that does me.
Huge if true.
Yeah.
Did you see when I posted the other day? We really got it in the stream, but did you see when I posted the other day the link to Moist Critical's reaction to it? He literally starts fucking dancing.
Yes, I thought that was really funny.
That was so fucking good.
Yes, we need to end the stream now. We read R.L. Stine's stories, heard about Cobb's dysentery weight loss, came up with a t-shirt design, then talked about the X-Files, a bit of Buffy, then Friends, and now James Corden.
It's been a crazy, crazy
we're
night.
Fucking holding you hostage.
So, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you everyone for sticking with it this long. We'll be back next week with more of the Haunting Hour. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
And probably some more Fox Girl bullshit.
And we will see you next week. Same bean time, same bean channel.
Good night.
Boy.
Good night.